Hey, Ryan, give me a sound.
Boop. I like it.
La, 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 la. Boing. Shwah. Stabuga. Blap, 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 blap. My son's a-
And you can't see, but Ryan's also making insane faces with his. It's sound only, but I'm loving it. And one more. We're gonna do a little segment called "Fuck That." Caroline and I have been cranky lately. We've been cranky, okay? And I noticed we've been sending a lot of text messages that are like, "You know what I'm fucking over? You know what I hate? What?" And I'm like, and she's like, So we're going to literally go back and forth and say, fuck that. And it's a list of stuff that we are fucking annoyed with right now. And if you guys agree, then come on and join us. You tell us at home you're fuck that. And I would like to immediately say, like, if I do one of these things and someone gets mad, I'll be like, you're toxic. So I'm a literal asshole.
Yeah,
like, do not even,
same.
like, don't be like, Maddie thinks she can just say fuck that to everything. Like, I also do these things sometimes. So don't, I'll be like, fuck drunk people. But then when I'm drunk, I'm like, you can't have fun. So I'm like a freaking chameleon out here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a chameleon comedian too.
Yeah.
When I go to Florida, I'm like, vaccines are gay. So don't worry. All right. Fuck that. 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 Why are you, as a barista, giving me coffee all the way up to the brim? All the way up to the brim. My biggest pet peeve in the morning is when coffee drips down my fucking hand and then it gets on my clothes and I smell like coffee. Oh, dang, and that brown stain and that hand coffee.
Oh, down the
Why
arm.
are you as a barista? What water cup would you ever fill all the way? But let me do it with magma liquid. Let me do it with magma liquid. Magma liquid. Whether it's black coffee. If it's black coffee, I pour it the fuck out because you know I do cream. Because you know I do cream. But if you be giving me even, if I ask for cream, when you have to go to Starbucks so they don't have the milk out anymore and they go all the way to the top, I'm going to be cranky all day.
And I hate having
especially if you're walking through New York, walking through the city, even in a car. Cup holder, fucking coffee flying everywhere. And the top has a hole in it. Coffee's flying everywhere. Guys at coffee shops, or it's at Starbucks is often a they, them. At the coffee shop, please, no matter what it is, just leave this much. You don't have to ask, do you need room? Yes, I automatically need room because I'm a person who doesn't like coffee dripping down their forearm. Next. Fuck that.
Fuck that. Women who talk weird on the street, we encountered this.
Yes.
And they're like, and you're about to pass them. And so they kind of see, they don't want to share private information, even though I'm walking by.
Yes.
And so they'll pause and be like,
Yeah. So when you're walking by, not to take over your fuck that, but when you're walking by girls and they're like, yeah, and that's what I said. And then they're 4 feet behind you and they're like, and so anyway, so he looks at me. I'm like, you did not need to lower. I do not know who you are. And your story sounds insanely stupid. Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't understand what they're saying half the time.
We can't even understand you because they talk in their own language, especially in some neighborhoods of Manhattan, Northeast girlies, in this way. And I was just like, you can just hear tidbits of them. And it was just like, and I was just like, well, that's what he said.
Yeah. And so that is like a spike in my brain.
I understand. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. When you go to a restaurant and you say, can I actually we don't do substitutions. Really? Really? Because I will substitute your ass for being discriminatory, bitch. You can't spell substitution without Sue. Yes, you can.
Fuck that. Fuck that spelling.
Fuck that. Fuck that, no substitution. Fuck bars that don't have Diet Coke because they still they think they're cool. Like Brooklyn bars that only have like boiling soda or whatever. Like Stewart Shop soda or like their homemade soda. And they're like, we don't actually have Diet Coke. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about when they're like, is Pepsi okay? I'm talking about when bars don't have Diet Coke. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
One more restaurant lane thing when they don't take certain parts of shit. Caroline,
go.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Bad produce. Fuck
Dude,
that.
I was going to write that, but I didn't know how to say it. But all I could think was bad produce.
Yeah.
I cannot produce.
No, sometimes I'll order my groceries and they just throw a rotten onion in there and expect me to swoon.
Okay. Bad produce. Is it? I don't know if it's a New York thing. The produce comes in. It's the smog is, the tomatoes are smoking ciggies, you know. All of the tomatoes every market near me, the tomatoes look so good. You slice into it and it's fucking grainy, mealy tomato.
Yeah.
And the cucumbers, I'll bite in sour. Okay, great. I just bought a massive bag of sour cucumbers.
And I feel like it's something to be said, at least when you go to the store.
No flavor, but keep talking.
When you go to the store and you feel it out,
you
have to grope like every fucking potato.
I know. And you know, if you're doing that, every other motherfucker has done that. And every avocado has thumbprints in it.
Yes. And like fecal matter on it, probably. But I feel like if you don't have time, because I'm such a girl on the go.
Oh my God, I'm so busy.
So I choose, if I do like fresh direct.
Yes.
They'll pick it for you.
Right.
And they fucking expect me to
And like I've said
shit.
500 million times, if you get raspberries on Fresh Direct, they come in plastic and that comes in plastic and that has a rubber band and that comes in a plastic bag. So fuck that.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Fuck that. Okay. Fuck that. Radishes.
I said it. You said it.
Like.
Daikon? That's also a radish.
I like it. I don't mind a daikon.
Okay.
Because I like that kimchi sort of like side when you go to Korean. But I'm talking like radishes. Like, okay, I was at a restaurant. I got a Caesar salad covered in radishes.
Weird.
Covered in radishes and that bitter sort of purple lettuce. That more that was that a radicchio?
Oh, radicchio.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
fucking word.
That is such a like Top Chef.
Yeah.
Like radicchio salad.
Bitter.
And
it was supposed to be a Caesar.
No. When is it?
With sun-dried tomatoes. I'm like, there are no OG aspects of the Caesar here.
I feel like a Caesar
my own piss.
is one color.
What?
It's like green.
It should be green and croutons.
Yeah. No red. No tomato.
No, why was there red in my Caesar?
Yeah. No.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
And
radishes are not good. Stop trying to make radishes happen. Every time I get tacos and there's 2 radish slices on, I throw them at homeless people. No, I'm kidding.
Even the homeless people are like,
the homeless people are like, ew! I hate radishes!
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Okay, I have another one. People who catch on to things 10 years later.
Okay, so...
Just like if someone's annoying and I say, like after meeting them, I'm like, you're kind of annoying.
They're annoying. And then 10 years later, they're like, you know what I hate? And you're like, yeah.
I'm like,
but I couldn't say it because all y'all were sucking that motherfucker's dick and you had to learn for yourself, even though I'm intuitive and I can meet someone and say, they're bad. But I'm not going to say it because I look insane. But I sit back and wait.
I feel like it sucks if the opposite is true and you like judge the person and they're actually really nice.
Me too.
But we're not talking about that.
But not about that. For the most part, I can be like weird, and then people are like, yeah, they're really cool, and then I'll get a text from like my friend, and they'll be like, I have to talk about it, and I'm like,
she's crazy.
Oh, do you? Because I've been saying that. Because I've been saying that.
No one.
Because I've been saying that. That's my
raptor.
That's the name of all my friends. I've been saying that. I didn't say
you look like a raptor.
That's what I say. I hate myself. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that when you're shit talking with someone and they tell the person. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, how do you think we got to the topic of you?
Yeah.
We were both shit talking.
Yeah.
You think that's why you can't shit talk and when the person's quiet on the other side, because you know they're just collecting. If they sit there and nod while you bob your mouth, fool me once, fool me 10 times. Yes, I'm on my own island. There's no more bridges because they're all burned. Anywho. Oh, I'm in the same note as you, I think. Are we in the same note right now?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I accidentally recorded. So I was accidentally doing voice to text. And so it says, like, I like that kimchi sort of like side when you go to Korean, but I'm talking like radishes. Like, okay, I was at a restaurant. I got a Caesar salad covered radishes, and that bitter sort of purple lettuce. That was the radish fucking word. Yeah, it was better. And it was like supposed to be Caesar. So no sun-dried tomatoes. I'm like, there are no OG bags of Caesar here except my own piss one. Wow. I really need to work on my word economy, don't I? I've been saying fuck that when you're shit talking with someone and they tell the person fuck that because it's like, bro, well, they were. I hate myself. Okay, I gotta fuck that. No,
okay.
You go.
Uncreative people putting their 2 cents
Brother, you do not have to preach to this choir of one. Okay. If you are wearing a suit, if your job requires you to wear a suit to work, you are not creative and you do not get to say who I want in my movie. My movie doesn't exist, but I'm already having these conversations in my head for when I'm at the top floor of Netflix and I'm like sitting like I understand that, Craig, but I did write the movie and it's funded by me. And so the star will, the funding. Okay, yeah, we understand. We can compromise. Because you know that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
I'm always like, oh, I'll show them. And then I do exactly what they wanted me to do.
I know. But it feels good when you at least do it. So it's like you came back to it.
I like to do things without people thinking it was their idea more so.
I know.
It's like, you know, if someone on our team tells me to go to a screening and they're like, good for networking. Like, don't tell me. I know. But now that I'm under the push by someone to network, it's like, I know how to go places and act like a fucking, how do you think I have this job? It's talking for a job and front-facing activities and based on my personality. But everyone thinks I'm a numbnut.
Yeah.
It's really good to slide in there and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's better than what I do.
Do you think I have wheels for feet? Like,
I tell people, I'm like, you think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
And then I go up and I'm like, oh. Like the back section is over there.
Yeah, I do not think that uncreatives like really need to step off and do their little technical activities and consume and trust us to do our stuff.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Do you have a fuck that?
Oh, crowded parks.
Yeah. Fuck that. Fuck that. Ryan, you gotta fuck that?
I gotta fuck that.
Go.
I don't like sports. My friend invites me out to dinner. And then afterwards we go to a bar with sports playing because he wanted to watch
Because he wanted to watch sports. Fuck that.
He invites me out again and did the same thing. And I said, don't invite me. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Did you say to him, don't invite me?
I said, don't invite me. I said,
What'd he say?
Include me in this.
He was like, what? Dude, I thought you loved this.
Like people who make
It's like
plans.
literally like that's literally what having a boyfriend is like, Ryan.
Yeah.
Sports.
So now you know. Yeah.
But it's like people who make plans and you think it's like, oh, they're doing something for me.
Yeah.
But it's
exactly
really what
what I
they
thought.
want to do.
Yeah. Fuck that.
I'm like, you can go do
Fuck
this
that.
on your own.
But yeah, when people are like, I'd love to meet so you can help me. Right. Fuck that.
Moochie moochie.
Fuck that. I thought you want to be my friend. Fuck that. Well, that was fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling really passionate now. I'm feeling really passionate now. I'm feeling really passionate now. Fuck that. I love when people comment like, can anyone have a podcast, I guess? And I'm like, yeah. Like people will literally comment like, guess anyone can have a podcast these days. I'm like, these days, it's always been like that.
These days.
There was never a barrier to entry to this.
No, that's the whole point.
That's like, you can be like, I guess anyone can be president. That's a
the
weighted
point.
statement. It's saying anyone can have a podcast. Yeah. You can't say that sarcastically because it's true.
Yeah.
You
So
can
make
buy
one.
a camera and you can buy a couch. Not everyone can have this couch.
You don't even need that. You can just sit and record yourself talking.
No, you can
and
literally
send it out
record
to
your
the
pussy
void.
lips talking
Yeah.
and call it Girl Boss.
You'll be like, oh my God, I love Girl Boss. So good. She's talking about. Sorry, it's a little topic for our listeners.
I'm going to be in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or as I like to say, Fart Wayne. 4 shows at Summit City Comedy Club. You know what? Then I'm going to be in freaking Wilmington, North Carolina. Then I'm going to be in Dallas, Texas at Hyenas Comedy Club. No king, yada yada yada. Hyenas, Lion King. Okay, then I'm going to be in freaking Chicago in July. Okay. Yes, I have been seeing a vocal coach, and yes, she keeps saying, why does your voice keep getting hoarse? I'm like, I don't know. And then I get a microphone in my hand, and I'm like, ah! And I'm like, I really don't know what it could be. I'm like, do I need to get surgery? Ah! Anyway, I'm acting annoying. Okay, so what else? What other shows are coming up? Oh, I'm going to be in Vancouver for the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival in September, opening for our friend Theo Vaughn. So come through to that. Thank you. The Green Bay Packers are allowing smoke products at their stadiums. That's actually my biggest annoyance about these events. Like when they take your fucking vape when you get in there or weed. I'm like, come on. It's a football game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even concerts, like, come on.
Like you can't
what
bring
is
a vape,
this?
But you can bring in like a tray of stinky deviled eggs. Like,
ew. Well, you definitely can't bring that.
Well,
but
people who tailgate.
I don't know where your logic is.
Sorry.
But Green Bay, but that's an outdoor stadium.
Oh.
I doubt every stadium has a dome.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo doesn't. But I'd be get that dome.
Mm-hmm.
The New England Patriots, is that outside or inside? The Gillette Stadium? And that might be outside. Buffalo's outside. But basically everything is inside. Packers outside. Mm-hmm. So they're letting those motherfuckers bring in vapes, Delta 8, which how are you going to know if it's Delta 8 or not? So, turn me up in the membrane.
Yeah, how are they going to know?
Because it's weed is like we're right there.
Yeah.
We're right there with allowing it everywhere.
Yeah, but then you're going to have people who be like,
no, I know. But if the venue allows it, like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Bitch. I don't give a fuck. It is interesting though that it's a sporting event. Like, you think the athletes will be like,
yeah, well,
all the vape smoke blowing on there.
A lot of them smoke weed though.
Yeah.
I think.
Of course they smoke weed. Well, there's a hockey player last week. I don't remember his name. You might have to look him up. He's on the Oilers. Got suspended cocaine. Showed up in his drug test.
Wow.
And we are in the playoffs right now.
Wow.
So his wife has him in the doghouse. Can you look up what player that was?
Is it Carson Soucy?
Yeah. What team?
Has been suspended for one game of.
Maybe it was one game. One game cocaine.
I don't know if it's.
He was on the Oilers, I thought.
Cocaine. Let me see.
But yeah, he got suspended. He's like a number one offensive guy. Yeah, I'm a sports girly. I have my Lululemon pants on.
Oh,
so.
Is it Nichushkin? No.
Oh, yeah. It's Nichushkin.
Yeah.
It's Nooch on my chin.
Oilers there's a lot of people who are doing.
It was the Oilers? Was I right on that?
I don't know. I think there's so many people that I'm sorry. I'm typing in Oilers hockey.
Yeah, maybe
player.
It's not hot news anymore because it's happened 6 times.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see these Olympics that this guy is running where there's no drug tests and people can use any fucking drug they want. I want to see humans at their most, and athletes should be allowed to do weed and coke. Honestly, whatever you do outside of this race and game, they should not give a fuck about. Obviously, like roided up stuff, then you're in different territory.
It's not fair.
But party drugs, come on. Come on.
We're having fun.
Shrooms don't show up though.
They don't?
No.
Interesting.
No, it's a veggie.
Really?
Yeah.
But marijuana is a veggie.
Good point. I don't know then.
It's a vegetable.
And let me tell you, I've been eating my greens. I've been eating my leafy greens. Stems too. Yeah, you eat the stems now, don't you? I wanted to be, when I went to Amsterdam, the weed was so not even a thing there that it was everywhere, but it wasn't made a thing. Like drug culture in America is like, weed,
I know.
goodie shop, green.
They love
green, goodie shop. Hey, come get your goodies.
Yeah.
Come get your goodies. Baby Jeter goodies.
They're big on the sales.
In Amsterdam, it's the weed.
Yeah.
It's the weed. There's no colors. It's just like,
yeah, it's here.
It's weed.
Yeah.
And oh my God, they'll be mean to you if you go in and say, like I did.
Stoned.
Well, I went to Amsterdam. They had weed, like down in the coffee shops are also weed shops. So you'll go downstairs to where they're selling the weed. I went with my friend Tasha, who lives in Amsterdam. I went up to the guy and I was like, do you have anything that makes you goofy? This was the end of my being a dumbass. This was the moment that a man struck me into my place and said, stand the fuck up. You're 30. stop acting like a little baby. It's not goofy for a lot of people. This is when Serious Maddie came out, okay? Because I was like, anything that makes me feel like just laughing. He's like, I don't know what that means. You have to speak in adult terms about weed. You tell me what strain you want and how much. I don't know what goofy mean. I don't know what laughter mean, okay? It is weed. And I was like, and I was like, let me talk to you. I was like, Tasha, let's talk over here. She's like, just order a couple pre-rolls. And that's when I was like, stop fucking acting like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop acting like, stop going into someone's establishment and being like, can you make me fucking weird? Because it's his business.
Yeah.
It's like people come into comedy shows and be like, we're ready to see you fucking fuck with us, dude.
No, it's like, it's not about you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about you.
That was a really core memory for me where I was like, grow the fuck up. But in Amsterdam, the weed is everywhere. You walk into a coffee shop, people are just smoking. And it's so much more chill.
Yeah.
Weed plus a beer.
Yes.
Best combo in the world.
And like a little sweet treat.
Yes.
Like a little
plate of fries.
Yeah.
Just a plate of fries.
Yeah.
That's all we did in Amsterdam. Fries, beers, and just weed all night.
So nice.
Weed all night. Like 10 joints on the table. Everyone's smoking. And all you do is talk. And you have one beer an hour because you're just talking.
Yeah.
It's not American where it's accelerating 0 to 60, escalating, 0 to 60. All of a sudden, the guy you came with is acting like a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa. And you're like, all right, he's hammered.
Yeah.
Because we drink 8 beers an hour here.
Yeah, what's the fucking rush?
I think we're just raised in insane households.
Yeah, true.
And where our families, American parents, are not it right now, to be honest. And we all want to go to college and rebel. Rebel. But what is it? I'm a rebel?
I'm a rebel.
I'm a rebel.
I'm rebelling.
And I'm here to rebel.
Yeah.
With the rebel yell, she cried more. We're all here to rebel in our own. So we all want to rebel against our parents. And such strict lifestyles. Be home by 10.
Yeah.
Fucking. In Europe, the kids are walking home together, co-ed groups, friends, drinking casually, staying up late, talking, baseline intellectualism there. Versus here, it's so strict and so like success. You're a failure if you're not doing this. And then when you get to college, that first sip of alcohol, you're like, I'm addicted. This feeling feels good because no one ever told me that my baseline should be happy and proud of myself. Then when you mix alcohol with low self-esteem fucks whose parents are fucking around, we're blacking out.
Yeah.
And we're binging.
Oh, yeah.
Because it feels good. We didn't have access to alcohol like we started to in college.
Yeah, we had to sneak it. It ruled my... Yeah.
And the college thing being... the drinking age being 21 doesn't help anyone because we're still drinking, but we're drinking in massive amounts because someone bought us a handle and we don't know if the party we're going to is going to have alcohol because every party in upstate New York or where I went to college was insane because people were starting to die on SUNY campuses. So then the police were coming in like crazy. Not to blame the people out of that.
Yeah.
But then it turns into kids are binging because they don't know what the party's going to be like.
I love to binge.
Americans we would do shots. Everybody of Odessa vodka in a dorm room in like the nastiest, sluttiest outfits and being like, okay, so we're going to try to get into this house. My friend Bridget texted me and said we could come. And if we can't, then, and like walking up to the house, cops everywhere. I got open container tickets, stuff like that.
Oh my God.
So serious. So by the time I turned 21, I was already I didn't realize till a few years ago, like blacking out isn't something you have. It has to happen every time you drink.
Yeah.
But that when I started drinking, it was like, this is how we drink. This is how we drink.
This is how we drink.
Yeah. This is how we drink
here.
This is how we drink. This is how we drink. We make a Maddie go disappear. This is how we drink. We make her want to go run around. And no one, this is the other thing. And I think I said this on podcast a couple episodes. No one ever said, hey, you're freaking us out.
Yeah.
They said, you're so funny. Oh, and they say, you weren't a problem because I got so good at blacking out
Yeah, that's
and
hard.
tricking people.
Yeah.
And so if you're not acting insane and you're just like the life of the party, obviously I was acting insane.
Yeah.
But I wasn't acting insane. Fist fights, shitting, throwing shit, screaming at people. I was just being like, hey.
If somebody,
it would be like 2 a.m. and people would be like, oh my God, she's fucked up.
Right.
But the time leading up to that, blackout, but just drunk and people being like, she's awesome.
If somebody like said, I'm worried about you while going through that phase, would you receive it?
That's the other thing. I would have been like,
yeah, I would have been like, if someone said that to me and I was like,
yeah, I would just lose friends.
And I was like, but then I was like, no, I don't know. I guess.
But I don't know. I maybe would be like,
maybe at a certain age.
Oh my God.
Like,
I feel like if I had seen in my college and early 20 years that my friends cared about me and they were saying it out of caring, I would have been like, oh my God, I had no idea. Because I always felt like in college I was kind of with transient friends and kind of surface level. But I think I was internalizing that and they were actually wanting to be my friends and I pushed them away. And because of that, maybe they never said anything because I pushed them away.
Right.
And I went to a different friend group by senior year.
Yeah. That sounds probably right.
I kind of did it in high school too. I don't do it anymore because I'm mature. But, you know, bouncing around and stuff. And so my newspaper friends didn't really catch on because I was working and then we would just party. But then my regular friends, I kind of pushed them away. Hey. Turn up.
Did you ever face repercussions for blacking out?
Yep. So in freshman year, I was always vomiting. I was always vomiting everywhere in the morning and during blacking out. Always vomiting. Projectile. One time I projectile vomited Subway in the back of a frat house, behind a frat house. Projectiled. Me and my friend sat on a keg and we were like, then we went to the bar. We in freshman year, first semester, I got blackout. And we just had a blackout culture. So this also people didn't notice in college because they were also fucked up too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I would be like, oh my God. And they would be like, I didn't really notice you because I was dealing with this.
Right.
Like brunch in the morning at the dining hall was all like, and then I was over there and I was like, what? And Maddie, at this time, you were like lying on the couch of the house. So you were just like, and Kate was with you. And Kate was like, yeah, me and Matt, my friend Kate was always like walking me home. Godsend.
We stopped at Subway.
Godsend. Yeah, stopped at Subway. So, bitch, we were all fucked up. I wasn't like the only one. And people were way more fucked up than me. So that's not, you know? So there was one night I got blackout. This was freshman year. We went to a party at the Frisbee House. The ultimate Frisbee house. Yeah, I went to a liberal arts school in upstate New York. Frisbee guys. Frisbee and track and cross country guys, equally horny motherfuckers.
Right.
Skinny guys with big feet. Ugh. Skinny guys with abs. No, you don't have abs. You're skinny. Okay? Huge difference.
Yeah.
When people are like, he has abs. No,
he's no fat.
He has no fat.
He has no body.
Abs to me is like Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
When people say skinny guy, no, he's skinny. Okay? So we went to a Frisbee and I got blackout before because we were pre-gaming with Odessa because you don't know. Sometimes you get to these parties and they're like, we're out, but you can still come in. And it was really strict back then with IDs and stuff. And I'm blackout before we even get to the party. There's photos of me at the party like, oh my God. We go to Mamma Mia's Pizzeria where you always go at the end of the night. So we went to the party. I don't remember any of the party. But it's 9:30 on that I don't remember anything. We're at the party. We're all fucking blackout, but I'm like really blackout. Then we go to Mamma Mia's where I remember some stuff. And then at that point, I run from my friend. All of a sudden I'm running. My friend Carl is like, Maddie. And there's a bar called the In Between because it's the IB and it's shaped like a barn. And it's a bar. It's like a dance club. I think I was running to the IB. It was called the In Between because it's in between campus and Main Street. It's a barn nestled. And they would play Kesha, stuff like that. And there's a gravel pit next to the bar. Guess who fell in the gravel pit? Maddie did. Tore my knee open. I was wearing tights. So the tights were, because we would wear like mini black skirts, tights, and like flats.
Oh my God.
And like a tube top and like a cardigan. With like bangles. Like ew. Yeah. I fell. My friend Carl was like, Maddie, what the fuck? And our campus, we were in the freshman dorm building called Onondaga. All of our buildings were named after upstate New York Native American tribes. So it was Onondaga, Erie, Allegheny, Genesee.
God.
You have to laugh.
Yeah.
So we'd be like, I'm going back to Daga. That's what we called it. Mary Jemison Dining Hall. She was like the most known Native American woman in upstate New York or something. Or she might have been killed by the Native Americans.
Oh,
maybe look that up. Mary Jemison. Jemsison. So Carl and I, we have to get back to Onondaga because that's where our dorm was. Because it was snowing too. It was fucking freezing. On our way back, it's like over a half-mile walk. Ugh. Freezing out. The cops stop us. Carl is covered in my blood because he's giving me a piggyback ride. And the cops stop us. What's going on here? My knee is bleeding out. They look at it and they're like, is everything okay here? And I'm like, they have a car. And the cops just leave us there. They're like just making sure that Carl's not like being me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm bleeding out. And he's like, well, get home then. They could have walked me home. Nope, don't care. Thanks.
Oh my God.
Campus police fucking suck my dick. They put all these blue light alarms. They don't do shit.
Oh my God.
They don't do shit. They just fucking roam about with their fucking nightsticks.
They had these stairs at my college. And the rumor was like the pace of the stairs like we're supposed to match a woman's stride. So if she's running from a man, she can run faster.
Really?
I'm like,
really?
That's...
And you said they had a policy at your school with the police couldn't chase you?
Oh, no. That was at my friend. My friend went to a school upstate and they had a no-chase policy. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, get back here. Like, get me. The cops on the campus cops weren't allowed to chase students.
Yeah.
So they started running. They're like, don't
even walking really fast.
You have a cone in your hand? No. Hilarious.
So funny.
Don't run. But then there was the town police, which we would get in trouble with because if you went off campus, like that's where you get open container, where you'd have to just go in court and pay $50.
Got it.
So stupid. So stupid. So then I'm back at Onondaga. This is hilarious. I had started writing for the college newspaper in freshman year, and I was writing features. I first started with opinion. I tried to do snarky comedy articles, and they made fun of me. And I was like, well,
yeah,
I'll show you. And then I started writing features, started murdering because features are so easy. You just had to go to events on campus no one went to and like write about them.
Nice.
And I could still be funny.
Yeah.
I was still like snarky. I wrote about like fraternity like events where they would like eat a lot and then run. Disgusting. And I was writing snarky articles about it. Because at first they were like, why would you write an article about Ugg boots? It was like opinion. Well, people were like, Obama's dropping drones. I was like, Ugg boots are ugly. Anyway, but I turned it around. That was old Maddie where I was like, now I'll just like quit comedy if I get one mean comment, which I have 6 times in the past month. So we're back at the campus. Listen to this. The week before, I had written a features article about a resident assistant who was like, Mr. Geneseo. That was the college I went to. Mr. Campus, like this guy named Nick Duell. He was like a resident assistant. He was the head of Geneseo First Responders. He was on blah, blah, blah. He was a biology major, pre-med, like all the shit in all. Tour guide, orientation, fucking just. So I interviewed him. It was called the Invasion of Privacy article, and I would write about him.
Nice.
And I went in, Nick Duell, he's like kind of really a boring guy. I pulled shit out of my ass for that one. So we get back to Onondaga. Everyone's freaking out. I'm like, I'm kind of sobering up. All my friends on the floor are uniting. They're like, get her in the tub. One of the bathrooms, the girls' bathroom is handicapped, so it has a tub that's never been used. They toss me in the tub. I'm like, my knee.
Oh my God.
Everyone's like, Maddie, you're going to be okay. The girls who stayed in that night who were in pajamas, who were probably fucking watching the Parent Trap for the 10th time, were like, yay, excitement. They're like, they literally have pajamas on. Then guess who comes in? Guess who's the RA for the night in Onondaga? Nick fucking Duell, the guy I wrote an article about that week. Yeah. Hilarious.
Did he know?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Of course he. What do you mean? Did he know?
I mean,
what part?
I don't know.
What?
Okay, never
I'm
mind.
in a tub. I have a slutty outfit on. My knee is bleeding out. Carl is covered in blood. I'm hammered. Yes, he knew. And there's 10 girls around me being like, the RA's here. Yeah. They like spread like the Red Sea, and it's him. I'm like.
Oh my God.
I'm like, did you like the article? So then he takes me back to the common room where now I'm all fucking, and when something like that happens, they have to call an ambulance because It's a stitch. It could be worse. Because you're under the influence, we have to report it.
I hate that.
I'm like, you couldn't let me off the hook.
Yeah.
I wrote you a great article.
Yeah.
He's a doctor now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, huh? I get taken out on a stretcher. In my mind, I'm like, I'm cool. I'm like, see you guys later. There's photos. We'll put them up.
Oh my
We'll
God.
so I go to the hospital. Guess who works at the hospital they took me to because it was in Geneseo.
Your mom.
Yep. Guess who works at the hospital? My mother worked at this hospital, Noyes Hospital, 30 minutes south of it was weird timing because my mom started dating a guy when I was in high school in Buffalo who lived in the Rochester region.
Okay.
And so she moved in with him, and the Rochester region was near where I went to college. So she moved in with him and then got a job so it was weird timing that my mom worked. It's just upstate New York tings. You know what I mean? If you go to college near where you're from, your mom might work in the area. So
Oh my gosh.
she actually got them to waive the ambulance fee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like,
Those are expensive.
yeah.
Did she treat
she
you
was
at the
pissed.
hospital?
She wasn't there. No, it was like we drove my friend on my floor named Udi, who I dated later. We broke up. I ruined his life. But in freshman year, we were great friends. He drove me I think we drove his car because he was hammered. Someone else, Carl's girlfriend, I think. I don't know. Someone drove a car and my friend Katie was with me and I got like 3 stitches. You took me to the ambulance for 3 fucking stitches.
Oh my God.
They gave me
Drama.
crutches and my mom was texting me the next day, what happened at Noyes yesterday? Actually, I don't know how she ended up finding out.
I feel like we're
But I was like, I'm not paying for this.
in the hospital.
There was maybe it was not ambulance because we didn't take an ambulance. I just said ambulance, but maybe it was crutches or appointment of some sort. You know what? There was an ambulance because I was on a stretcher, but someone drove and picked me up.
Okay.
Someone drove Udi's car and picked me up.
Okay.
There was an ambulance. There was an ambulance fee.
Okay.
Wow, I don't really remember the ambulance though.
You're blacked out.
Yeah.
You're blacked out. So
I was like in and out. That was crazy. By the time I got to the hospital, I'm just laid up. I'm like, hey, doc. Of course, they're like, you. He was like, how much did you have to drink? I was like, dude, I don't know. Started with 10, then went on from there. He was like, you should be dead. I was like, I know, right? It's crazy. That's when I started lying about how much I drank.
Yeah.
Because like doctors and
You
stuff.
have to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think 4 drinks is a lot.
I know.
I
And
mean,
when
it
you're
is a lot,
binging
yeah.
in college,
4 is like nothing.
4 is nothing. My
Yeah.
God.
Now
That's
it's a
fucking
lot.
foreplay, dude.
Yeah.
Foreplay.
Mhm.
Foreplay.
Mhm.
That's what 4 drinks is to me.
4 loco.
Binge drinking for me is like 15.
Wow.
So yeah, that was and then following, there's more newspaper drama. Sorry if this is the longest story in the
No.
world, but I think it's a good story.
It's a saga.
I think it's a saga. There's more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm home. I'm like, you guys, that was crazy. I think we went to the dining hall on my crutches. Like we're leaving breakfast. I just start crying. My friend Katie was like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
let's get her in the elevator. That was probably the day I should have been like, what are we doing here? But I didn't. Kept going out. So because I got reported for the alcohol and I was underage, I had to go to alcohol intensive training at student services.
Right.
I was required to go to
Was
it's
it
like
in
alcohol
person?
101.
I had to do that online.
Yeah, I had to do an online. It's like when you fuck up driving and they're like, you have to do this online,
Yeah.
like how to drive again, 5-hour course. I had to do so many of those, by the way. The overlap between like alcohol and driving courses I've taken in my early 20s, late teens, like I was a fucking mess. Get back. I get reported. I get an email from Wendy, blah, blah, blah. You will be required to do this. You will be required to meet in my office 2 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. And you will be required to do this every Tuesday for 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
So I go in. There's 2 other girls in the office who have to do the alcohol training. And we have to like talk about what happened. I'm like, I started running and all I remember was I was just down. Like a documentary.
Yeah.
It was at that moment that I knew I should take it easy. I have like a flask in my bag. She just have to say whatever she wants to hear. Because she's like, do you feel bad about what you did? Because she's the bitch who like everyone hated.
Yeah.
All the Greek life was like, Wendy.
Yeah,
Because she would knock like if they hear about drugs or anything or hazing, like coming down.
It's like a dean. Or
Yeah,
deans.
the dean of student services. I said, yeah, exactly. So I had to go to this alcohol thing. Now, in this meeting, there was 2 other girls. One of them was a full-on whore. The other girl was my friend Fiona, who to this day are still like, LOL, remember we had to do that? Fake ass shit. We had to watch another video of like a guy who gets killed from choking on his own vomit, which they already show us in college orientation at SUNY schools. Like the warning about alcohol. You're sitting next to your dad like, woo.
It started with a Subway sandwich.
Yeah. And then the musical theater kids put on like a play about like sexual assault when drinking. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so this woman, Wendy, gets wind that I'm on the newspaper and she says to me, I can waive a mark on your record
if you
write an article about how to drink in moderation and reminding students of the campus rules and how it'll all go down if you get caught drinking.
How to lose a guy in 10 years.
And I was like, at the meeting that week, I was like, hey, I'm thinking about maybe pitching an article about like how to like be like a stable drinker. You know, like how do you be?
I can't even say
I know.
it.
I'm like, what do you think of an article about safety and in drinking? And the editor's like, oh, okay. I submitted the most ass fucking backwards word salad, 500 word fucking.
Oh my God.
And by the way, don't forget, you should always mix. Don't forget water. Like drink water. Don't mix vodka and eat a lot during the day.
Oh my God.
The managing editor, who's one down from editor in chief, his name was Kevin. I was in the office alone with him. I could hear him clicking behind me as I'm designing or writing out. He was like, Maddie. I was like, yeah. He's like, what's
going on?
Did someone tell you to write this? I was like, no, why? He was like, did Wendy put you up to this? And I was like, I might have gotten in some trouble. And he was like, I will let this slide, but it is pretty weird. I thought my dumb ass could get away with that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, and then I fucking talk about propaganda, right?
Yeah.
Talk about yellow fucking journalism. I got my ass bought.
Yeah.
So I could be like, safety in drinking.
Now you know. Next time you see a similar article, it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know.
It's like some like
Business Insider article on like
the dangers of weed.
Like this new app called Robinhood.
Yeah.
Has some beneficial features.
It's like, no.
You're like, no, your fucking wife works there. And it's like, put me in there. It's like when you see someone's like,
there's always an underlying.
Someone
motive.
sharing their girlfriend's like comedy.
Yeah.
Or like something like so good.
Always an ulterior motive,
Yep.
I feel like.
For sure. So that was my craziest story. No, that was a in trouble story first.
Oh wow, that was what prompted that.
Craziest?
I was like, yeah.
Ryan asked it.
I know. I
Ryan
forgot.
asked. Do you want to ask me more questions?
Craziest. It seemed like you had one backup.
That was the in trouble one. Craziest. This craziest hangover was like throwing up on an airplane, but that's a disgusting story. It's more of a disgusting story. I really just like disappear for like 6 hours, 8 hours at a time. It's because the drinking excites me, so I drink fast.
Yeah.
And when your blood alcohol spikes, you black out. It's really, and then I think it's like a UTI. Like the first time you black out, you're just gonna black out more.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it, I was like 18 and 17, 18 was the lake story. So. But like I said, you guys, 6 weeks off the sauce. Life is good. Skin is looking good. Caroline and I went to a movie premiere. I looked skinnier than I thought. When I'm drinking, I always think I look skinny, and then I wear like a little tank top like that, and I'm like, oh, you got some squish on you. I can see your entire fucking stomach. You know, you can like see your belly, and you're like, ew, freak. But last night, the photo you took of me, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And I haven't changed any sort of habits. I'm eating a lot of ice cream. I am enjoying many meals. I am eating earlier in the day. So something to be said.
I need to get off the sauce.
But you don't like black out like I do.
I don't black out, but I'm very sensitive.
Yeah.
It does affect me.
It affects me a lot.
I'm a whiny little bitch. So,
Whiny.
You know.
White whiny. You're a white whiny.
I'm a white whiny.
Yeah.
What happens?
I don't know. I just feel like shit, and then I can't like my baseline is already like kind of scatterbrained,
A little jittery.
and so
Yeah.
like when I'm add booze to the mix, like and I like detox, like I don't know, I just am like can't function well.
It takes,
And then I have-
takes you out of your center.
Yeah, and then I feel bad having to make excuses for my own
Mm-hmm.
like poor decisions.
Right. Like, what's the line? I envision someday that, you know, I'm traveling and I'll have a beer
Yeah.
at a pub.
I like
and
a beer.
I look forward to someday enjoying an evening with
Yeah.
a beer.
That's
2
okay.
beers maybe, but
Yeah.
right now, like the way I get sucked in
Yeah, I know.
is not healthy. Not healthy.
Like
but
sugary
someday,
cocktails.
I look forward to a beer someday. The other
Yeah.
night I fell asleep. I said, I will have a beer someday in my life again.
Yeah,
I enjoy a nice,
it's good. It's actually
cold, frosty wine
clean
out.
beer.
Cocktails, no. Martinis. I think when I started drinking martinis was when I really slipped into an alcoholism because those get away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm doing liquor, like, and I'm trying to be like aware, I'll sip like tequila.
Yeah.
On the rocks.
Right.
But I don't enjoy it.
I don't really
Like a beer, I enjoy.
I enjoy a beer.
Wine gives me a headache.
Yeah.
Sake, I like drinking.
It
but
makes me hot.
It gives me.
It makes me
That's
hot.
what I'm talking about. This week I was like,
It makes me hot.
my face is like a fucking potato.
Yeah.
Shape.
Well, you know what, guys? I've been seeing a vocal coach.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a vocal
what's
coach.
it about?
I've been seeing a vocal coach because I've been hoarse. Horses don't do that. I'm Mr. Ed. I've been seeing a vocal coach because I've been hoarse since October. And that's not normal. You're supposed to lose your voice once, get it back. But I've been going on weekends and losing my voice every weekend on the road. Now, my vocal coach did say, you have been doing an insane thing while you do stand-up where you go, hey, everybody, how you doing?
Yeah.
And
Rips
she was
your throat up.
like, and she told me to pull up Eddie Murphy, who every so often will go, run in, mate. You know, but she was like, every sentence you're like, I love drinking.
Yeah.
You know, I like drinking because when I drink, it feels good. And she was like, every time you do that, it grinds down your vocal cords.
Oh my God.
And I counted you doing that 76 times in 12 minutes. And she played it back for me, and I was like, the thing is, I don't understand why I'm here. You know what I mean? This bitch knows. Fucking Amy Winehouse up there. So I was like, I see what you're saying. But then I started to remove that, still losing my voice. Obviously, these fuels that I'm bringing into my throat do not help. Okay? I understand that. Do not yell at me. But she also said, eating before bed cannot happen anymore.
Really?
An acid reflux type of thing. And I actually, this weekend in Syracuse, Stuart and I went full throttle on the hotel snacks. That's my problem.
I know, but they're so
shows,
good.
it's a nighttime. And I don't know why I go into Great Depression mode at night. I'm like, I need to eat.
Yeah.
I need to eat because all the food's going to run out.
Yeah.
And the food in the shop, in the hotel is not going to be here when I wake up in the morning. And I need to try every chip wish in the fridge. And I want to try ice cream. And I want to try that Snickers bar.
You're tired.
Oh, and
that's
they
why.
have baked goods. And I want to try it all. And I'm high.
Yeah.
And I want and I just talked for 2 hours and I just want to sit and fucking fuel myself like Marie Antoinette.
Right.
You know? But I noticed I did that on Friday night. Sugar and eating right before bed. Like I woke up and I was like, good morning. And it took 5 hours. Every hour I had to be like, good morning, like test my voice. At like 5 p.m. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready.
Oh my
And like
God.
on stage, I'd be like, hi, you guys, how are you? Throbbing headache because of it.
Wow.
So now I'm connecting, maybe it's the night eating. And I did actually, in this past year, amp up the snacking before bed. I used to be really good.
Yeah.
But I have been, I think when GoPuff entered
GoPuff
my
is
life,
bad.
that might be it.
I know.
Because I wasn't always this bad.
Yeah, and when you
It
order
wasn't always this
GoPuff,
bad.
you don't want to just order like one thing. Like
No.
if you're out and about,
No,
and
I'm
you
like,
stop at a bodega, you buy one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas GoPuff, you're like, I got to make this worth
And you're
my
looking
while.
at the items.
And it's so...
And you're like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that.
Sweet, salty, sweet.
And
salty,
everything looks so
sweet.
small.
Yeah.
So you're like, add that. And then
Yeah.
go,
Yeah. 50 bags.
And then I take, and then sugar for me, like I can,
Mm.
gummies. It's like, I've been eating on gummies. So maybe I just heighten my sugar before bed.
Mm.
And maybe on the road, I've been Consuming more at night.
Yeah.
That could be part of it. So I'm going to try to stay on top of that too. But that's my biggest vice.
What about like one little treat before bed instead of like,
yeah.
Like if you really need something, if you're really tired.
Well, she's telling me to do bland foods for 4 weeks, no eat 4 hours before bed. But I think if I can just, because I think she doesn't know the extent of, and because she said, tell me how much you're, send me your like daily like eating. Of course, I was like, maybe like chickpea salad for lunch.
Meanwhile. Oh yeah, I forgot about that
That's
cheeseburger with
intimate
condiments.
info. Yeah, I'm leaving out. Like a typical day is like salmon, and some broccoli for lunch. Dinner will be leftovers or like a light meal at a restaurant with friends. Not mentioning gorging Oreos for 6 hours while watching True Detective. I left out the combos. I left out the Go Puff cookies.
Yeah.
I left out the Ben and Jerry's. I said some nights I'll have a scoop of ice cream. No, it's fucking not.
It's a pint.
A scoop for Hagrid.
Yeah.
That's a scoop for Hagrid. So I do think I cannot. Just heard someone in the hallway. I was just like, so I think I can also kind of be real with myself and like.
But not with her.
Do you have to track your food
It's like
for her?
therapy. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not tracking food.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know.
Come on. I think it's just, I can just start being like honest with myself. And I don't think I have to go as extreme, but I think I can be like, yeah, you are snacking before bed a lot. It's the Go Puff and it's the hotel snacks when I get back. I have a I cannot resist.
I know.
I would say in the past, my voice has been hoarse since October, in the past, literally since last summer, I have gone to bed after a night of 2-hour-long shows without getting snacks.
Yeah.
I'll say once.
Yeah.
I'm always like, all right.
Yeah.
And I go in to the little hotel shop
I know.
or the vending machine.
Yeah.
There was one hotel that didn't have a vending machine. And they said there's one in the hotel next door. And I went into the hotel next door. That's how I go out of my way. Like I can't not do it. What's that about?
I get it though, because you're probably tired.
Yeah.
And maybe you're like,
I'm tired.
hormones are giving the wrong signal because you're up late.
And I'm like,
and you want a little treat.
I want a little treat.
And relax.
And maybe
after.
part of me doesn't want to let it go because I really like doing it. I like being alone.
And
I like
relaxing.
snacking. I like sitting in bed surrounded by snacks.
And if you're not like
Scrolling,
drinking,
I like to scroll on TikTok and eat snacks.
I know, me too.
I like to eat so many snacks that I get so thirsty that the seltzer feels good.
Yeah.
You know, like you dry your mouth out with so many, then you're like,
yeah.
and then I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I had Thai food in the fridge. And then you eat, you know, and it's just like, I do that.
Yeah.
So I will admit, I have been doing that like every weekend.
Yeah.
I think that's my road coping.
Okay.
So maybe I need a new cope. Maybe I need a little spa bag and fucking foot masks and go that route. The skin fucking care dumb bitch route.
Or like try like weaning off instead of
I'm going to try weaning.
Like instead of going all, just be like, all right.
Because then you know a bitch is going to binge.
I know.
I'm like, Ruth, that's her name.
Yeah.
What you're saying to me is about to be very triggering for my history of eating disorders, which I have solved.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I can fully snack at night without waking up and being like, I hate myself. So I'm in a great place mentally. So we cannot screw that up by adding 4 hours not eating before bed because you are going to trigger a lot of things for me. What's the line between fixing your voice and opening Pandora's box?
Yeah.
Ruth starts turning into a baby Ruth.
Where is this? Yeah.
Ruth.
Baby Ruth. If you guys don't know, we have a hotline where, you know, I'm crazy. I'm a cuckoo biggie. I'm a cuckoo banana. I'm Maddie Smith. We're in the madhouse. Caroline's crazy. Ryan's crazy. Okay? Now you guys get to call in and confess to your crazy. It's the Fucked Up People Anonymous hotline, aka FUPA. The FUPA is growing. Thank you for calling the FUPA hotline. How can I help you?
Hey, Maddie. Big fan of your comedy.
Thanks.
My name is not important. So my salacious activity is that I joined the Mile High Club on a flight in the middle of the pandemic. Everyone was wearing masks. Some people were wearing gloves. And the people sitting around me definitely knew. And they chastised us when we got back to our seats. And this is not like a person that I was flying with or familiar with. This is kind of like the hookup started at the airport.
Ew.
And yeah, I have some mild regrets, but at the same time, it was one of those life experiences that just happened.
Just
And
that does not just happen.
Yeah. Hope there's something you can use with that.
Oh, we be using that.
I did. It was fun.
Good.
And good on you.
All right. Talk to you later.
Have a good show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Do not tell me that because I fly, like I'm on an airplane like most hours of the week. I don't want to know that y'all are fucking. And you know he's in coach. First class does not do that.
Yeah.
This is disturbing. Like we said, that's something that just happens. You have to actively check if the seatbelt light is on.
Yeah.
Look to see if the cart is coming down the aisle. What if those two got caught like in the cart thing where they're like, sir and ma'am, you're going to have to wait behind me because I cannot move. Don't you know what? Go back to fuck that. When people get up and they just stand right behind the cart, like for the bathroom, she's like, I literally can't move.
there's nowhere else
And
to
he's
go.
still like, well, I'll just wait here then.
No,
go back
just-
to your fucking seat
Yeah.
and wait for the fucking trolley to go by. Freak. She's not going to go any faster for your fucking dumb ass. Should have thought about that.
He has to have sex.
I hate
now.
people.
Can I have a sip?
Yes. Crisp. Crispy. Opposite of fuck that. Praise that.
Mhm.
First sip of Diet Coke from a can. Oh, yeah. I'm going to nut. Every time I drink like a nice bubbly drink, I get so burpish.
Yeah, well, that's the carbonation.
Yeah. You don't say.
The carbonation.
Thank you, Stephen Hawking.
You are so welcome.
Do you think people will like the episode with Caroline in the chair?
No.
What? Oh.
Yeah, I do. And I think it's good. More balance.
Oh, okay.
I would know. I was thinking like if I'm just over here like
Yeah. It's For the sake of the set, it's maybe
Yeah.
good to have someone here.
A little balance.
Will they like actually me? I don't know. So I'm replaceable.
I think they literally will.
essentially.
I think they're gonna be like, more Caroline. Yeah. 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 The portrait is her.
So what's going on, everyone?
I'm like, yeah. So on this day, let's see.
Hold on one second.
Hold on, let me do the Bluetooth.
My Bluetooth
What was
isn't
that?
working.
Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so this guy was in my hot club during COVID, which is so rude.
That is gross.
Like, come on. Everyone's so scared on those planes.
People had
Post
double
COVID,
masks.
everyone was freaking out. The masks. Going into fuck in that tiny ass bathroom, like, don't even. The only way you can do it is if you're sitting on the toilet and she does sort of reverse cowgirl, right? Because I'm picturing the tiny bathroom where it's like toilet, sink,
yeah.
sit, and you're facing the fold out like Chinese dressing room.
Unless you're
kinda door.
standing and you can.
Right. But
You
two
can't
people
even- you
standing in
can't.
some of those is very challenging.
How do you fit?
Occasionally you'll get a spacious. Occasionally you get like enough, but usually
Never.
it's sitting down. Your knees are touching the door.
Yeah.
So hopefully the bitch was this big. Another thing, fucked a stranger. Did they have condoms? Now they both have AIDS. Another thing is I would never fuck someone on an airplane. Because you know my pussy's going to be dry as fuck.
Yeah, you're dehydrated.
Oh my God, so dehydrated. The minute I step on an airplane, every one of my
So
crevices is like...
Yeah. And you probably, and everyone's like,
Like
looks
if,
like shit.
if a guy tried to put his dick in, we would have to call the flight attendants because we would get stuck.
Yeah.
He would latch onto me
Yeah.
because it would suction in.
Right.
And we'd be like, can someone help us?
yeah.
And we have to do the service. We would have to hobble back to our seats and ring the service alarm. Me still on his cock.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I would never fuck someone on a plane. I would never let someone finger me. I would never let someone...
Do
I would-
anything. Can't you wait for fucking an
yeah,
hour
yeah.
wherever the fuck you're going?
I like to fuck in a bed.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. Robin Hood and Little John are fucking in the forest, sucking on my little cock and calling it a day. I doodle-ladder, sucking on my cock. Ryan, do you have a favorite Disney character?
I rewatched Little Mermaid.
Ooh,
Oh,
I love Little
so good.
Mermaid.
You watch the cartoon?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's normal.
Yeah.
For inspirations.
Really good.
I'm gonna be where the people are. I wanna see them fucking walking around on those. What's that word again? Cocks. Up where they suck. Up where they fuck. Up where they peg all day in the fuck. Definitely got to stop vaping. I used to be able to hit those notes.
I know, same.
What the fuck? Maybe it's just like my
Actually,
balls
no.
dropping. Like,
I know. I think
hey,
it's
you
also
guys.
aging. Yeah.
How you doing? I watch Old Wine on Out clips. I'm like, hey, and now I'm like, hey.
I think that's just like also like
Yeah.
age. Not saying that you've aged, but like voices age. Like I feel like Beyonce, like back in her Destiny's Child days, was like a lot brighter, and now she has like a more
True.
sultry
This is
voice.
true. Yeah, she is. This is true.
Yeah.
You'll hear old Beyonce more like.
Same with Amy Winehouse, but that was probably more.
This is true. All the girls in their early ages were a little bit higher. Maybe I'm just a tenor now.
Mm.
Hey baby doo boo 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 doo boo 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 boo. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. There was one more thing I was gonna say, but I forgot, and that's okay.
Is it about the FUPA or
No, that guy, whatever.
airplanes?
Disney
You know they were both fucking ugly, right?
I mean, most people are ugly.
Ugly, yes.
Statistically speaking.
Statistical speaking, they were probably statistically speaking, everyone is ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. Statistically speaking, everyone is ugly.
Yeah.
That's why back in the day, hot bitches got their cred
Yeah.
because, like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, a hot bitch
Yeah.
naturally.
Natural.
Now everybody's hot, so it's not right.
Right.
They're deflating the word hot
Yeah.
because inflating. Two of six, one of the other.
Yeah.
Just saying statements wrong. Well, it's not going to be a silver fucking Dodge Bullet, but 2 of 6, one of the other cock bulls cocking on my tot. Sucking on my taint like it wasn't meant to be. Sucking on my taint like it wasn't meant to be. Look at that fucking bird. Okay. Oh, fuck. I just had it in my head. I just had what I was going to say in my head. God damn it.
Ugly people, Disney.
Oh.
Okay. Let's end on a joke.
Mhm.
And this one's Run Bit by You. It's a segment.
Mhm.
Fuck me in the butt. Wow. My husband's going to hate me. Okay. This is a Run Bit by You. This is where I'm going to close the pod by running a bit by you guys.
Mhm.
Yes, I have been doing the Theragun joke. Murdering. Okay, this is my thought on babies. My problem with babies and having kids is that they're like full time.
Mhm.
And that's a lot for me to take in.
Mhm.
Everyone else in my life, I can just not text back.
Mhm.
And if someone comes over, you can just be like, hey, I'm kind of tired,
Mhm.
But you can't look at your baby after 2 weeks after the hospital and be like, dude, I am fucking beat.
Yeah. Do you mind if I stay in tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit the. Do you want me to get an Uber? Or so that was my thought about babies. Is that's how I'm gonna feel? At first, you bring it home from the hospital. You're like, oh my god, but after a few days in, I'm gonna be like, fuck, they're always there.
Mhm.
They're always there.
Mhm.
It's not like your friend who goes home and you can be like, hey, I'm tired. Baby doesn't know when you're tired. Baby doesn't know when you're tired and you don't want to play and have it suck on your tit.
Mhm.
It's there all the time. And kids, for the rest of their lives, don't give you credit until they're like older. And then they're like, oh, I should have been nicer to my mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So that's that.
Mm.
I guess it's not really a joke, but I did try it in Bridgeport and the way I said it killed. Maybe the idea of being like, are you going to get an Uber?
Yeah.
Like, a baby, like being like to your baby, like,
Aren't you tired?
like, do you want to call it? Or
Yeah.
you start cleaning around
Yeah,
them to like
yeah.
Right.
indicate. You like start picking up stuff like,
I'm probably gonna go to bed soon.
God, I'm exhausted. Like, okay.
It's like
he's like,
shit up
this
his
guy
back.
will not get out of here. Yeah.
Do you
What
mind
do you
if
think,
just-
Ryan?
I think it's a funny bit.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
Well-
talking to your husband in the other room. Is she still here?
Mm.
Yeah, it's just so cool. Yeah, we're both like, well, yeah, I know this is my problem. Like when you have people over, they just stay and stay and stay. That's a funny sketch. 2 people being like, she's still here. And you go and it's a baby. Write that
Yeah, the
down.
reveal. The
Yeah.
reveal.
It's a baby. That's the thing. Is like she's been here forever. I think I just didn't expect to be like that kind of like demanding. You know what I mean? That's funny.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you guys pop a like on that reel when we make it. Or it can be a cat, I guess, but that's not as funny.
A baby's funnier.
Yeah, baby's funnier.
It's just like
We'll just have to get a baby.
we do a baby.
Maybe your
doll.
sister can send like
Oh yeah.
Her baby.
like Mark just being like me and Ryan being like, oh, just get her out.
I mean, I tried to turn off the lights, but she's
All right. Well, you guys, we had fun today. As always, this is Madhouse. Slap a comment, slap a like, slap a subscribe, slap a review, slap a fucking cock in my ass. And we'll see you next week.